back, this or that, a hoops experience. Today we are talking Bucks. We're talking about media day, interviews that we saw, talking about the G move they pulled, getting Giannis's little brother a little bit of bands. You know what I'm saying? So, Matt, you want to get us started?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the biggest headline of the summer is the Damian Lillard trade. Obviously, everyone's asked about that. I saw Giannis saying how, like, for him and Dame to be successful, like, they got to watch film together. They got to be themselves, but also, like, be like, okay, I need this from you. I need that from you, whatever. And I think that was cool to see and hear. And then the funniest part to me was Dame and Brooke and Chris and Giannis all taking a group picture together. That's in the thumbnail. And Dame beforehand's like, man, never taken a pic like
one of these pictures.
I was like, bro, you really had nobody with you. Like, it's actually crazy. I'm excited to see Dame on the Bucks. As a Cavs fan, I hate it, but as a basketball fan, I love it.
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks.
You love to see the boy Brook Lopez juggling as usual. That dude's a fucking freak.
Yeah, Brook Lopez is different, bro.
The fact that he's still good kind of pisses me off. I don't know why.
The fact that he's not on the Nets pisses me off.
You have class.
Jeez.
I also like seeing what's his name, the dude who was trolling Dame from.
Yeah, that was funny.
Chris Haynes.
I don't remember his name. I think he's a rookie, but he's hilarious. He's
Hulu has live sports.
Dame's taking a solo shot. Hulu has live sports. Hulu has live sports.
I don't know. It seems like a good culture fit, though. They all seem like they're getting along. That's cool. Whatever. Middleton looks old as fuck. I don't want to. What?
You hate Chris Middleton, bro.
I hate the entire Bucks roster, top to bottom, coach to the guy who mops the floors.
If
you're a Bucks fan, stay on this video though.
Yeah, for sure. I love the Bucks. The Bucks are a phenomenal team, right? The Bucks are great. Giannis doesn't injure players on purpose. But I thought it was interesting to hear other coaches, like I know Jacques talked about it. I heard JB talk about it too. Dealing with Giannis coming down like downhill full speed is a whole other thing. Now you got to deal with him coming downhill full speed. Everybody collapses and he kicks it out for a 40-foot bomb. So like that's crazy. And as a basketball fan, it's going to be really interesting to see like maybe even running actions with Giannis. I understand he's not the most finesse player, but he can make free throws now. So setting up plays for him to get to the line is going to be cool. They have shooters. The only thing I'm nervous about is Pat Connaughton.
Sheesh. Why Patty? What Patty do?
He's just a defensive liability, bro. He's going to get isolated on hardcore. And, like, I understand running plays for the rest of the squad, and Dame will have sets and whatnot, but I just – he not even as a Bucks hater, I just think Pat Connaughton's, like, a liability.
Sheesh. Well, y'all know over here at the TOT Faithful, we really pay attention to the underdogs and the people who put in the grind, put in the work, that don't necessarily get the recognition that they would deserve on a higher spotlight. So TOT has its own certified watch list of dogs, if you will.
Yes, we do.
And one of the higher ups on that list is none other than Marjon Beauchamp, and I'm looking for him to have a blowout season. Last year was his rookie season, so going into his sophomore year, I think that he's been able to learn a lot from having a vet like Giannis and being at that size and length, and on top of that, having Chris Middleton and Joe Ingles, you know what I'm saying, regardless of their performance in the playoffs, I think that having some veterans to learn from like that, including Brook Lopez, including Bobby Portis, I think is building a bigger piece than we could ever imagine for the future of basketball. But I really like the young cat. Shows that he can score, shows that he has heart and can play pretty good defense. And I'm looking forward to see how much of his game expands this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think. Well, I was listening to JJ Redick, and he was kind of talking about how after the trade, and even before the trade, like yes, obviously Drew's a plus defender, and like he's obviously the best perimeter defender in basketball, in my opinion. But I think last year the issue with the Bucks was their offense. They were like 24th or 22nd in offense. And I think that is going to be flipped now. I think they're going to be a good defensive team because they're going to have Giannis and Brook and Bobby in the back who can all protect the rim and all that. But I think on the perimeter, they're going to have a lot of issues unless a guy really takes a lead. Like Chris Middleton's going to have to be a good defender. Damian Lillard's really going to have to get into guys. As Finn said, Pat Connaughton's going to have to get into guys. And going off what Slim said, like Marjon Beauchamp's going to have to play a significant role this year. He's not going to start or anything like that, but like he's got to be a significant role, and he's got to be, to me, a better version of what Grayson Allen was giving the Bucks last year. I think he has the potential to do it. Yeah, I think that he's I think he's uber talented, and I think for the Bucks, the main key is going to be, because the offense is always going to be there between a pick and roll with Dame, a inverted pick and roll with Dame setting the screen and Giannis handling. I think that's going to be something. That's going to be something very, very interesting to watch, because you can't trap Dame off of that, or you can't like solely sell out to Dame, because Giannis getting the ball at the free throw line or the top of the key, full speed down, you can't do anything. So I think
they're going to continue to do that stupid high-low stuff too, like they always fucking do it. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see that with a 40-foot bomb in the mix.
Yeah, like you can't just double Damian Lillard when they set a high screen and roll. You just simply cannot. Giannis has never really had the pick and roll partner like that, and I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see. But
they are going to be hurting, like you just said, without Drew. I think Drew is a huge part of their identity.
But even with Drew, they didn't have like Giannis can guard a lot of different positions, and he's a good on-ball defender. But his strength is really the weak side, where he can come over and block shots and impact and change angles and stuff like that. But like they never really had the guy. Like their best wing defender as of right now is Jay Crowder, and like he has his limitations. So like I don't know. I just feel like
his limitations is he can't move laterally. Wheelchairs only move forward and backwards.
No, I just think that defensively, someone is going to have to take a jump and really commit to being a plus defender. Either that's got to be Marjon Beauchamp, it's got to be Chris Middleton, it's got to be someone in order for
Thanasis?
He's not getting PT, bro.
Shoot, throw that boy in there.
I was just kidding, but I want to say one thing about defense, bro, because I think that's where they're going to have a huge problem. They're looking like the 2021 Nets. I saw a graphic of them lined up with the Celtics. Good luck, old-ass Chris Middleton and Pat Connaughton guarding Tatum and Brown.
Good luck.
I saw them like the matchups like as if it was pregame. I was like, yo, they're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the conversation, not only because the teams made the trade, but like the Bucks obviously getting Dame and sending Drew to Portland and the Celtics getting him. But like they're also the two best teams in the East, clearly. And I think a lot of those conversations are going to come up. And I think just matchup-wise going into the playoffs, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but like the Celtics have the best perimeter defense in the NBA, and it's not close.
100%.
Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum is unbelievably tough.
They're gonna be, and they're strong. All those dudes are strong.
Yeah, like they're all very good plus defenders. And Derek White and Drew Holiday, like I'm just thinking of it as a Cavs fan, or like if you're a Bucks fan watching this, like Drew gave Dame problems in the past when he was in New Orleans.
Poking out shit, getting steals and stuff.
Like Drew's given everyone problems. Like being able to like imagine like one of the biggest assets is guard to guard pick and rolls to get the weak defender on the other guy. Like for the Cavs purposes, you have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland setting a screen on each other. You're switching.
You don't even want that switch, bro.
You're switching from Drew Holiday to Derek White, or you're getting Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum on you. Like it's just so tough, and I think that's where the Bucks are going to run into problems. They just have to physically impose themselves a little bit more than they.
That's my concern, though, bro, with the Pat Connaughton thing, with the guard pick and rolls for switches. That's the kind of guy that you run a guard one of those pick and rolls every play at.
But now with Dame on the team, you run it at Dame because one, you're going to make him work on the defensive end.
Okay, perfect. Then there's two guys you could really fuck him up with. Like that's what I mean. I feel like them losing Drew, like I understand what you're saying. Like he was one guy. Like one guy doesn't change a whole team. Like whatever, but I don't know.
No, I do think.
I think him going to the Celtics, they're gonna maybe like he goes to Miami. I heard they made a pretty big bid for him. But anywhere in the West obviously would be no problemo. They're really, really, really gonna regret letting go of him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, I like the Bucks a lot this year. Like, if they won the championship, I would not be shocked. If they lost to the Celtics in the conference finals, I would not be shocked. I think anything other than that's quite frankly a disappointment. Honestly, not winning the finals is a disappointment to me if I'm a Bucks fan. But They can't do what they did last year and get out in the first round because of limitations with their offense. It's impossible to do that with Damian Lillard and Giannis on the same floor together. It's
going to be so interesting to see what kind of sets they have because, I mean, I already touched on it a little bit, and maybe another time we'll do like a film breakdown of them so we can get more in depth. But like, I don't even know what you run with five. You don't go. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Who's their coach right now?
Adrian Griffin.
He's got his hands full over there. I think it's going to be awesome to watch them.
He's got all the shiny toys he needs.
Yeah,
like 100%. As a figure of speech. Like, it's crazy how much they can do. They can attack you from every way, and I'm definitely very excited to see it as a basketball fan. But
always, if you have two guys that can get 50, you're a problem.
Yeah,
true.
And if y'all know Adrian Griffin, I don't know if y'all have heard me before. We've been talking about the Bucks, but him having experience with the Toronto Raptors and players like Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., Pascal Siakam, all players who can get buckets in a multitude of different ways. I've talked about how Chris Middleton and Joe Ingles were just coming back for their first official season after a health injury. And I think that maybe if they find a flow, like Matt always talked about the Celtics last season, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks could have an opportunity to live and die by the three. I know that Giannis has been working on his three-point shooting, and maybe his efficiency can go up. But I think that that's how they make up for liability on defense, is if they are able to really up their percentage in shooting beyond the three-point line. And I think adding
up the percentage, but I don't think you can. But I don't think you can increase the volume because one, if you have limitations on defense and you're going to consistently shoot threes, if you make them, fine, but those create long rebounds and cause teams to push the pace. Yeah, and like Brooks, he's not a rim runner anymore. Giannis is, and the best in the league, but I think
you took the words out of my mouth, bro. That's a great point. Those long misses are going to kill them just because. Especially trying to go 5 out, which I'm sure they're going to do. I mean, not obviously.
It'll be 4 out, 1 in with a pick and roll,
up and down or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. There's going to be times where Giannis is like on the weak side, and someone takes a shot in the corner, and a long rebound goes, and I don't know. It's that's what I mean by he has his hands full. It's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, it's the gravity thing that Dame holds. Like, you can't leave him open on a three. Like, you can't just.
People are forgetting how good he is.
Yeah, I think he's kind of been like. He had his like moments where he's in the conference finals versus Golden State and all that kind of stuff, but like he's really good, man. And he just holds like a gravity. Like he holds the same amount of shooting gravity as Steph Curry, which is crazy to even think about. Like, it's crazy. It's a different style because Steph's running off screens. Dame is off the dribble more, but.
This is the last thing I want to leave off for the TOT faithful to maybe think about. Let this ruminate in your brain, and maybe we'll touch on this on a later date too. I could see Giannis taking a little bit of a backseat.
Oh, 100.
Like,
I don't think he'll have to though.
Touches wise,
I don't think he'll have to.
It's going to be a lot of pick and roll, and I think it's going to be impossible to stop. It's going to be so hard.
I know, but they're going to not be able to guard. Take hammer Bucks overs this year.
Yeah, I think that the Bucks are. Last year, it's obviously different coach, different philosophy, but last year. They gave up a lot of three. Or they sold out to not letting teams shoot threes and made them try and attack the paint against Giannis and Brook. I think they have to do something similar this year. I think you have to run them off the line and force them to go into the paint where you have your best two defenders, and you have to just try and get up in their grill because you have those safety blankets in the back.
Brook Lopez will be juggling balls in the 2027 media day.
But that's a wrap for this video. If you're a Bucks fan, subscribe. We're going to do a lot more content on them because they're probably the most fascinating team in the league right now. But like, comment, subscribe, and check out these other videos here.